Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, horses cold brew. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, horses cold brew. Just let me be blunt. My speech in the morning, nothing but grunts. With no coffee, that's as dangerous. On a scale from 1 to 10, I rank it that girl from Stranger Things. And if you get what I'm saying, my attitude be mad flagrant like I'm Draymond. But you ain't get the picture, BFP. So I'm gonna keep pushing on you, GNC. It's like, yeah, the first thing on my mind is when that hot coffee gonna seep into the coffee grind. It's like some magic's floating all in the air. Toss some ice cubes in my cup, it's a good day. All I gotta say is that it's starting in a good way. It's time for working and I don't even care. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, horses cold brew. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, horses cold brew. Start fresh, that's how it's gotta be. Everything starts back with your coffee beans. If it's cold brew, then it's gotta be coarse. Don't get the cart ahead of the horse, start learning the course. But of course you can disregard, and don't at me if it gets too hard. When it's my time to drink, man, it's always on hand. Drink from a cup or a bottle, even a can. You never know when you're craving a hit. It could be in the bathroom while you're taking a Ric Flair while singing, ain't got nothing on it. When that coffee hits my lips, it's a seance. Feeling real super with the cape on. Anything I'll take on. This cup of coffee, yeah boy, this is the shit. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, horses cold brew. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, horses cold brew. Verse, so I guess that's where I talk about how we might be addicted in a roundabout kind of way, or how you say, a dependency that's in my life, and I'm proud to say it's filling me with way more energy than I'll ever need, keeping me up for things I thought I'd never see. Time's gonna kill us all one day, whether old age, illness, or from listening to Coldplay. F that noise, bubble love, love. Drink all the coffee, chug a lug, lug. The day doesn't start till you're on your second cup. If they talk before then, homies better duck. It's 100% okay to start swinging in every single convo, unless you see I'm bringing a cup of Joe. Tell him bring some mo for your bro.
Good morning, all of you beautiful nerds from around the world, and welcome to the morning stream here on the Den of Nerds Live, the very best way to start your nerdy day. On today's show, we're talking about the MCU Disney Plus shows. Lots of rumors with regards to these shows. People saying, hey, they're back up filming. It's a miracle. Everything's going to go back to normal like real soon. Some people are reporting that the seasons are going to be split into half seasons to accommodate the situation with the economic shutdown, that maybe what we'll get is half of Falcon and the Winter Soldier now and half of Falcon and the Winter Soldier later. We're going to get into all of that, talk about what we can expect from the Marvel Disney Plus shows. We'll save time for plenty of Q&A. Adam from Fanjecture is going to be joining the show. And we're just going to be talking about how movie theaters are going away and, much to the chagrin of the boomers like Trinity from 2nd Street Marble, everything's going digital, baby. Everything's going digital, baby. Let's say what's up. Let's say good morning to everybody in the chat today. Good morning. Let's see here. We got Mike Porter in the building. Captain Pennsylvania. Jason's here. Lavis is here. Sam Shills. Brian O'Connor. Wu-Tang Wells. Yinzer Jim. Hector. Renee. Trinity. Lucas. Dave. Bill M. Coffee Breath, nice name. Jason, Stormbreaker, Marvel, Maniac, Gray's here. Super Saiyan Teen Gohan, Crazed Panda, Coachella Oso, XR Kun, Aggressively Relaxing. Oh my goodness, there's just so many beautiful people here. Star Wars Santa in the building as well. If I missed you, I'm sorry, and I better say Jacob's Quest or he will get mad. Jacob's Quest is here as well. What's up, everybody? Top of the morning to you, man. Last night, of course, the Nerd Card Showdown. The newest, craziest, most... I mean, look, I'm trying to be humble here. You know what I mean? Like, Chet, pause music for just a second. I'm trying to be humble. You know what I mean? I'm trying to stay grounded here. But I think we just kicked off the greatest show in all of online entertainment. That's just me being humble. But in all seriousness, guys, it was our first episode of the new trivia show that we're doing every Wednesday starting at 8. I thought last night went well. Overall, crazy outcome. The Real Spiel takes it. The Slipper Clan, who I kind of thought actually of as a favorite, a slight favorite. The Slipper Clan fell. Didn't get dominated. It was relatively close, but the Slipper Clan falls in the first matchup. Congratulations to the Real Spiel. There's a lot of stuff going on with that show, a lot of tightening up to be done. And, of course, if you have some feedback, please let us know, man. Let us know if you have some feedback. We want to get the scores. I think the biggest thing that I heard was the scores for the teams need to be there so that people can see what the score is. I 100% agree with that. I think that is key. So we will have that going on. If you didn't watch it, maybe go check out the replay. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said who won. Maybe I should have said, like, you should go check it out. I don't know how that's going to work. We'll have to figure that out as well. But we do have a matchup going on again next week. Let me check the bracket here. Give me 1 second, guys. I think we know who is going to be playing next week. And I don't know if I can actually find it here. Give me 1 second. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Nope, too much. Okay, here we go. So next week we have the Ultimate Nullifiers versus the Fantastic Four. I'll be reaching out to all the contestants today just to give some updates about it. And just in general, talking about next week, trying to get them to talk some crap for each other on social media. I think that would be really cool. But that was, of course, really, really fun. Yep. FF versus Ultimate Nullifiers. Indeed. Dave's team. New executive producer Dave and his team. Don't worry, we're not giving him any inside edge. He doesn't have access to the questions or anything like that. We're keeping those separated. Dave became an executive producer after he was already a member of a team for the trivia contest. So, no shadiness. No shadiness. That's not what we're about here. Man, that music is kind of awesome. Kind of bumping there. All right, guys, well, we're going to get right into it. I want to talk about all of this craziness going on with Disney Plus, going on with the MCU, talk a little bit of, like, digital streaming services versus the theatrical experience. I'm sure the combo will go a ton of different places. I'm going to bring Adam in here in just a minute, but we'll probably save a good portion of the show today to do Q&A as well. So, look, super slow news day. We just kind of want to talk about some of the things that are going on and being said about these Disney Plus shows. I got to be honest, man. I really feel like we need these Disney Plus shows, these MCU shows. We need these things real soon. We're going to need them real soon. Things are wild. We could really use a little Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a little WandaVision would really lighten the mood, I think, a little bit. But now let's go ahead and bring in Adam from Fanjecture.
Hey,
what's going on, man?
I can already hear the cracking, so I apologize to everyone already. We will.
Oh no! Yeah, and I can hear a little bit of
maybe
my
it's just
echo
on my
too.
end.
Let me try to reset. I'll try to reset it on my end. Look, this is the last week we're using StreamYard, and I apologize to everybody about this. I should have been able to get it sorted out this morning, but no more StreamYard. We're gonna try something else just because we seem to have a lot of audio issues. We even had issues with Trinity yesterday, and usually Trinity's situation is pretty clean. So let's see if this is any better here. I can still hear. I think I can still hear my echo.
I know. It's so annoying. I swear.
Well, we could try. I mean, you want to try it through Discord?
I don't want to derail your show, honestly. Again.
Yeah. No, I got you. Let me try something on Discord. We'll try that real quick, and if not, that's all good. I'll run solo. No big deal. So let me get this the F out of here, and I'll just do this. Bear with me just one moment, folks. Apologies about all of that. And I'll do that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. All right.
So
Yeah.
at the very least, we can just go with audio through here. And if your video pops up in here, let me know, and I could try to figure that out as well. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Little video action. All right, let me try something real quick here.
And this sounds way better. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm over StreamYard.
I'm over StreamYard too. I unfortunately
you were good.
Yeah, I paid them a bunch of money though. That's what sucks. Like I think this happened on accident. I think I accidentally bought a full year of this shit.
Oh, and you get your money back.
I would love to, but I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work. It's a kind of a
yeah.
They're a smaller little company or whatever. So
right.
But as I try to figure out this video situation, give me your baseline thoughts here about these Disney Plus shows. I think let's start with this. There's the big rumor right now, and this came from our favorite scooper that now everybody hates, Grace Randolph, and she had said that Disney is considering splitting the MCU show season so that like Falcon and the Winter Soldier might have like 3 episodes hit this year, and then
right.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I hope that doesn't happen. Oh, like why? Like what's the point? You're gonna it's not traditional television.
Right.
Traditional television, you can do that. Like you can have like a first half of a season and then you go into a holiday break and then you skip. Like what's the point? If you're gonna have a season that or a show that has 8 episodes, 10 episodes, you're gonna give people 3 and then stop?
Yep.
I think that would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think that it might be a unique situation to what they, the circumstances that they currently have, because I think they're in this weird spot where they do need that content to come out. In my opinion, I really do feel like, I like Disney Plus, and I think Disney Plus has some good stuff on there, but I think they are really hurting in. I mean, Marvel is their biggest IP. They bought Marvel specifically to have these kind of things pay off, right? To have the shows and to have the movies and all of the Marvel universe be on Disney Plus. That is the big deal, right? And you're not gonna believe this, but look at how easy I was able to, while I was talking to you, get this figured out. This is StreamYard. I'm just gonna say, like, here's the thing. I don't want to come at them too hard. StreamYard was very smart when Google Hangouts first got the axe, and they developed this kind of ass software and kind of ass website. It's really not good. But at a time when a lot of other people were, using Google Hangouts, particularly just people that love to get on and stream, like there's a lot of those people out there. They just like to pop in and do all their conversations and all that. I get it. And I think at a baseline level, you're fine, but no, you're not.
When they first started, they were great, and the audio was great, the sound quality is great. But I've found that over time, it seems like it's like 3 or 4 guys who run this company, and they're fine. They're doing a great job, but they can't the demand is too big for their server and their software to like function properly. So
yeah, that's probably fair. Maybe they could figure it out. They should reinvest if they're smart. They'll reinvest a lot of the money they got because they got a lot of money. Like they got a lot of people to sign up.
Yeah, besides the easeability of it with like the one-click link, which now Google Meet does anyway,
Right.
the biggest draw was that you could highlight the chat, and that's why people jumped on it super quick. But that feature is not worth it to me if I can't get audio and video.
Yeah,
Sorry.
definitely. I just think it's ridiculous how fast I was able to just switch it to Discord, and now we're totally fine. That is a really bad look for you, StreamYard. Any freaking ways. Yeah, so I mean, I think that would be my sort of counter argument to what you're saying is they just for the simple fact that like I really do feel like they need to get that content going on. I think that, obviously Mando 2 is going to be huge, right? But they were potentially going to have you're looking at October for Mando 2. They were potentially going to have Falcon and the Winter Soldier in August, right? So that was going to be a really nice little hit at a time when there was other programming and stuff going to be coming out elsewhere. So look, at this point, I think that splitting the seasons as a future thing is not that's not a good idea. But maybe for this situation, if they can get us 1 or 2 or 3 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and then put the other 3 out, first quarter next year or something, I think I would be okay with that given that the circumstances. What do you think about that?
I'm still not there. I'm still not with you. I just it's not. I want to see this whole thing in one chunk. Okay, it's bad enough that, and I'm fine with not like binging it. Like I'm fine week to week. I just think you're gonna anger people more if you just give them basically the first act of a movie, and now you have to wait 2 months to get the rest. And we've already waited 6 months longer than we need to.
Yeah.
That we not need to, but wanted to watch this thing. I just think you're gonna. I mean, at the end of the day, will people get over it? Yes, but I think you're going to initially get a lot of people who aren't happy having to, get a taste of what this is, and then now you have to wait, especially because it's not traditional television.
Yeah.
So I'm not on board.
It would really depend on where the split is, right? Do they have a moment in the series that can be, sort of have a definitive thing happen and then have a cliffhanger that will be answered, right? Is there a built-in moment in the story that they think they can do? Is it after 2 episodes or 3 or 4? I think that, we really know honestly, we know a lot about what we think the plot is going to be. We know a lot about the moving pieces, but one of the things we really don't know is structurally how the episodes are going to feel, right? Like, are these like serialized more like Mandalorian, where it's like, okay, this is like a little chunk here, a little chunk here, a little chunk here? Or are these more like the Netflix shows that have, sort of an overarching story, but really each episode itself is almost like a movie? I'm starting to lean towards the second one, right? That the Disney Plus shows are going to be, especially with Marvel, they're going to be way more cinematic, not just in the look and feel, but of like the structure of storytelling as well. So again, I think that maybe just for this example, I'd be okay with it. But you're right. There are a lot of potential hangups.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Yep.
Let me do a Mandalorian scenario for you. If you had watched The Mandalorian and you saw the first episode, and then you watched the second episode, and at the very end of that episode, you see Baby Yoda using its powers to save Mando, and then that was it for 3 months.
Yeah.
How would you have felt about that?
So I'd be definitely mixed on it. You know what I mean? Like I'd certainly be mixed. Part of me would for sure be like, this is crap. Like, just give it to me, like, let's go. But, a part of me would be like, okay, that's kind of interesting, a way to sort of hold it over. There's this thing that they started doing even on television, like traditional television. They call it the wheel, where, they all take a mid-season break, right? They'll take like a mid-season break, and then they come back after several weeks. And so that's kind of an interesting, I don't know exactly what the rationale was behind them doing that, but I think they probably saw in like the numbers.
I can tell you why.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's I can tell you why. It's advertising.
Sure. Okay.
It's because there was basically a dead period of advertisers. The how much advertisers wanted to pay versus how many people are actually watching during that time period.
Yeah.
So they just started creating this inherent break. That way they can do repeat programming and still earn some money, but they're not wasting high viewership.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another part of this that's so interesting is that Disney Plus doesn't have to operate in that space at all. You know what I mean? With advertisers, the concern of advertising is really not there. It's behind a literal paywall, so like they don't have to really think about that. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I think where I fall on it again is just like if it's the future, I'm not down. I think that's really weird to split up your seasons like that. I think that's pretty weird.
Especially if it's short, right?
What's up?
Like if you're telling me, especially if it's short,
right.
Like if you're telling me that these seasons are like 12 episodes, like look, for the Netflix model, right, of somewhere between 10 and 12 episodes, like if you split that up and it's like 6 episodes, but they're all like almost an hour, so you're giving me 6 hours of like movie quality content. Okay, then maybe I can be a little bit more on board with that. But if you're just talking about a season that has like 6 episodes and you're just giving me like a taste of it, it might rub me the wrong way. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's it's an interesting thing. Like, they're in a weird spot. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I really don't know how dire it is over there at Disney. I feel like they have some kind of a plan to open up the parks. It looks like they have been instituting that. To my surprise, there have been a lot of people showing up. I've been told it's a lot of locals, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how desperate they are to get that Marvel stuff on to Disney Plus, but I do know that that's like obviously a huge draw for them. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all goes out. Brian O'Connor coming in with a super chat. Thank you for the support. It says reference to Red Skull serum on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's now canon. Okay, so I'm really interested in that. Let us know in chat, guys. Do I need to be watching this new season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Adam's already like, nope, you definitely don't. Should I check this out? Is this something that I should check out? Because I saw Jeremy Conrad tweet about it and say these episodes are certainly suggesting that everything is connected, and I get that, and much love and respect to Jeremy. But is it really though?
Haven't they always been slightly suggesting without actually saying that it's connected though? So like, is that anything new?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. That's kind of an interesting element. Speaking of the episode lengths, it was apparently one of the actors for the Loki show kind of came out and made it known that it might be 12 episodes, which looks to kind of be much bigger than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So Falcon and the Winter Soldier we think is going to be 6 episodes, right? 6 to 8 at the very 6 to 8, I believe. But Loki looks to be 12 episodes. What do you make of that, if that's true?
If that's true, I don't think they're an hour long.
That's kind of what I was
probably
thinking.
getting. Yeah, you're probably going to get Mando length anywhere between like, low 30s to, or, high 30s to low 40s, maybe at max. So I think if they're going to try to spread it out longer to get more, because 12 episodes means you get subscribers for 3 months who are watching the show. So yeah, I think that'll probably mean that the length is smaller, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting, dude. This is the thing is, it's so fascinating to me. It's so interesting to me to see how all of these companies are going to handle this and how they're going to change. Because, I was just thinking about HBO Max last night. I was watching some HBO Max. I think I even mentioned this on the show yesterday where, they got a lot of content, but that content's going to burn. People are going to burn through that content like so quickly. I think the discussion will be in the next couple of months. Where's the new content for HBO Max? Is HBO Max still worth $15 a month to have all of that going on? You know what I mean? I don't know. Have you messed around with HBO Max? What's your experience on there so far?
So far, I'm really digging it. I think the UI is excellent.
Dude, the UI is so much better than a lot of these other streaming services when they first launched. I would agree with that. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Yeah, it's a great user experience. I didn't think I for some reason I thought I read a report that Harry Potter stuff was not going to be on there, but it is. So
Yeah.
that's even great for me, because I don't own all of them.
But you do now.
But I do now. Yes, thank you, streaming. Yeah, I know. And the original stuff I haven't delved into. My wife watched the whole Anna Kendrick show.
Oh, did she like it?
Yeah, she enjoyed it. So, I didn't see much of it or any of it really, and so, but I heard about that. But yeah, I would say, there's still a lot of stuff that on there that people haven't, really watched in the general public, like the Studio Ghibli stuff.
Yeah.
People are going to dive into that. You got a lot of anime stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can really go back and watch some of and they have some of the DC animated stuff on there too that people can go. But yeah, I think right now it's probably got a couple month shelf life. This Friends stuff, this Friends reunion, they really need to get going on the ground, and that'll get a lot of people on board. But so far, so good. I'm enjoying it.
I'll tell you, the move they should do is in a couple of months, once they hit that time period, they should absorb DC Universe completely into the service, because that's the thing. DC Universe currently still has way more of the DC stuff. Like it has, I think, like almost all of the animated stuff, and they've got a good bit of the really good animated stuff on HBO Max, but they don't have everything. And so I do think that eventually they will just need to absorb that content, and I honestly think that they already know that, and that they will, and they think. I mean, I think they're doing it smart because they can actually ride it out for a couple more months with the separation, and people will still be checking out both services. You know what I mean? Or do you get a discounted? Is there discounts either way if you have one of those services, like the thing with like the Hulu, the bundle with Disney? Does HBO do that at all?
I don't think so. I don't recall that. I know that AT&T subscribers get it for free. Right. I know that, but. No, I don't think they have a bundle. And the reason why, and you know what, thinking about it, if they don't have a bundle, it's probably because maybe they.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a second there. What?
I was saying that if they don't have a bundle, probably means maybe they already have plans to combine. So don't start a bundle if you're gonna cancel it anyway.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. Well, circling back to the Disney Plus stuff, they are rumored to be going back to shoot. Apparently, there's some reshoots that they have to do on WandaVision. But like from your perspective here, you're the movie guy. You're sort of the Hollywood production watcher. How do you feel these studios are going to be able to reapproach production? How do you feel this is going to be happening? It doesn't have to just be for the Disney Plus stuff, but you would think it would be a little bit easier to get in there and do some of this Disney Plus stuff, depending on the shots they need. How do you think that's going? Do you have any insight onto how fast these shows are going to be able to get their production finished up?
I think these kind of shows should be able to relatively have an easier time because a lot of this is well, first of all, it's reshoots and it's pickups. So all the sets and everything, they're already built. They don't have to start from scratch. So a lot of this will be a lot easier. And productions that use green screen or even like some of this new technology that keeps coming out, I think it's going to make it a lot easier for them to jump back into it. New productions might be a little tougher to get, to start from scratch and having to build sets and all that stuff. I think those are going to be the hardest ones to come back. But this easy stuff with green screens and video walls and stuff that are already shot that are just coming back for pickups, I think it's going to be a lot easier. And I think that's why the dates that we have, the semi dates that we're assuming for these Marvel shows, they probably will still be able to stick to them. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping so too. It's interesting because a lot of so they're lifting restrictions, and like it looked like LA moved super quick. Like LA was like, no, we need to get this town back to work like real quick. So they like made all these exceptions to their otherwise sort of lackadaisical progress to opening. And across the world, I think things are pretty much opening back up at a rapid pace. But it's all about the studios, and like especially at a time where some of this stuff is thrown into flux. Like it's interesting for me to see one of again, not MCU, but I'm interested in the Batman specifically. Like, what are they going to do with that production? You know what I mean? Like, are they really just going to jump back into it, considering the possible turmoil at the box office, considering that AT&T and the Snyder Cut is kind of sort of stealing a lot of the thunder and making all of the attention go over there? You know, AMC is talking about how they might not survive, right? So it's like, do you think that's affecting anything? I think it kind of goes both ways, right? The Disney Plus stuff, Feige's probably licking his chops like, holy shit, here we go. You know what I mean? And then some for other things, maybe they're like, ooh, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. The DC stuff is so crazy, and I'm sure this makes you incredibly happy to hear that anything bad going with the Pattinson production is in full swing. Let me say this before I get into that. Did you see that fan rendering of Pattinson in the suit that's been floating around?
I have seen some fan renderings that look really cool. Yeah. Hey, look. I mean, dude, if it comes out and I'm like, damn, that was crazy. I'll have to eat a little crow. You know what I mean? And it's funny how like the memes and just things like take their own life, because I really did not intend to be anti-Battinson, but now it's too late. I'm anti-Battinson. You know what I mean? Like 100%.
You are the yeah. No, I don't know. I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to comment. Trev with the super chat. Appreciate the love. My friend says AT&T lets HBO Max subs go over data caps. That's interesting. While Netflix, Disney Plus, etc. go to that data cap only. We don't need net neutrality, right? We absolutely need net neutrality, man. We absolutely need that. But yeah, interesting that they do that. Everybody's getting mad. DC sucks. Here comes the DC talk. Sorry, guys. Go ahead. Talk to me, Adam. What were you saying?
They can go over data caps because they're not running 4K too. So don't forget that.
Good point.
You can go over data cap if you're going at 720 and 1080 for sure.
Den of DC, someone says.
Another day. Who said what?
Den of DC. People are kind of ripping. But yeah, no. Going back to that, what do you think? How do you think these studios are approaching this now, considering the turmoil in the theaters?
I think that, and I talked about it this morning, that it's going to be, budgets for sure are going to be very scrutinized for films, because I believe that the theatrical experience is definitely changing, and we're only really eventually in the next 5 years, we're only going to get tentpole films in the theaters. Now, this new Batman is clearly a tentpole film. Right. So I think for this conversation, for that movie, I think it's full steam ahead. I think as soon as they get whatever restrictions are lifted, I think that they will do everything they can to go back full swing. I don't think that film in particular is going to skip a beat. I think that there are other projects that not just DC, but like in general, like for example, like these Sony films, these smaller Sony films. I think if you see one or two that don't perform well, I think those are going to get scrapped and go straight to streaming, stuff like that. But I think Batman's too big to fail. No matter what you feel about Pattinson, I think the character of Batman is too big to fail. So I think for this this conversation, I don't think they're going to have any qualms about or anything. If legally they're allowed to do it, I think they're going to go full steam ahead.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. It's funny. I feel like Feige was almost ahead of the curve here, where they did, it was crazy because they already had so much coming out for Disney Plus. And then when they realized how fast they could crank these things out, they were like, holy crap, let's do like 1 million more. And so, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, those announcements come out like after SDCC, right? And it's like, wow, okay, so now we're really going to have a ton of MCU content over on Disney Plus. And I feel like, right now Marvel's in this place where things have been kind of quiet. Things have been kind of quiet with Marvel. They're sort of holding back. They're not making a lot of announcements. The delay in Black Widow really sort of kind of made them, I think, take a step back from marketing and promotion. But I think that it's going to be insane because you're talking about, with regards to DC, you're talking about like the Snyder Cut. You're talking about this stuff with Bad Robot, all of these things being developed over there at Warner Brothers. The truth is, once Marvel Studios gets back to normal business, they are going to dominate that sector just like they dominated the theatrical sector. And I can almost feel like the DC fans or the Feige haters like puking because, dude, like he's just going to dominate that. Like there's no way around it for me. He's going to dominate it, and he's going to be able to sort of hang his hat on the universe that he's already built, that continuity that people are already in love with, and the fact that he can leverage the big productions for the theaters. I mean, like, do you see it any other way? Because, like, so let's think about this. How many DC shows, even if we count, let's see, Justice League Dark, Green Lantern, that's in production. Let's just go with the Snyder Cut, okay?
Yeah.
So that's what we know of, right?
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol's decent little show, for sure.
Yep.
And even Titans. Let's just throw Titans in there. So that's 5 of them, okay? But then when you compare that to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and that's the ones that like we know are coming really soon, right? There's other ones like Sword, Secret Invasion, Thunderbolts, Young Avengers. Like am I wrong? Like they're gonna dominate.
No, you're right. I mean, I know that Feige didn't invent the shared universe, but he sure put it in the pop culture vernacular as the MCU being the father of that. And he's leading the charge. Oh, not yet, because the shows aren't out yet, but you're going to see it that so many other studios and streaming services are going to try to follow suit and mimic and get as many of these franchises into streaming services as possible. So, Warner Brothers with HBO Max, that's why there's rumors. And we even talked about this a few weeks ago that we said, if the Snyder Cut is successful, just watch out because we wouldn't be surprised if they start building out more of the Snyderverse as TV shows. And so that probably could happen. It probably HBO needs to add more. They need, I don't know, to do Harry Potter series. I don't know how people would feel about that, but a Harry Potter series for them could work. And I'm thinking like Peacock's coming out, so they're going to need stuff. Are they going to do like a Jurassic World, franchise show?
I don't know how they compete. Like honestly, I really don't.
They have Jurassic World. They have Fast and Furious, right? Is Universal. Transformers. Okay, you could do that. It's like they have these franchises, and I think it's going to if Falcon and Winter Soldier are successful, then I think it's going to be a mad rush to get all, instead of a cinematic universe, which everyone was rushing to get to, and not everyone has succeeded. You're going to try to see a streaming franchise war. For sure. And they're all going to start building out their franchises on streaming shows.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's really interesting because, I mean, I think in some ways they got lucky. Like the potential, the shift towards streaming and the shift towards that kind of watching. I mean, the fact that they already had it planned, like, pre-pandemic, pre all of that, they had literally dedicated half of the Phase 4 slate to that streaming service. You know what I mean? So it's kind of wild just to think about like how lucky they had gotten. And the difference here is the big difference will be, even if, there's a Transformers thing created, even if there's Jurassic Park stuff created, even if DC creates all of this stuff, the big difference is going to be that Marvel already has this lived-in universe, this universe of continuity that, that we're all familiar with, and we're gonna be
Mhm.
extra invested in seeing what happens with these characters and with these stories. So it's like,
Yeah.
man, like you really just can't argue with that. And then on the flip side of that, Star Wars is listening. Star Wars is going to basically mimic that success. They're creating the Star Wars MCU, and it's all going to spin out of Mandalorian, and it's all going to feel really, really connected. And so, like, the streaming wars are here, and right now, like the way that I would describe it is Warner Brothers came in out of nowhere and made some really smart moves and took
Yeah.
some major ground in the streaming wars. But I can't help but think that once these Marvel things and once Mando 2 hits, Disney and Disney Plus is going to dominate that space for the foreseeable future unless something big happens. So, good on them, I guess, for doing that. I saw some people talking about, like Hawkeye, Loki, Ghost Rider. Yeah, there's like so much stuff that's coming out on the show. It's absolutely ridiculous. But are you okay with shifting into Q&A?
Yeah, I just want to make one point before we do.
For sure.
Because I know that there was this whole talk about they might change the title for Falcon and Winter Soldier
Yes.
in season 2. And,
Yeah,
and
thank
the
you for
title,
bringing that up.
the title part is more fun fan speculation. But what I got from that story more was, okay, so these seasons, unlike Mandalorian, these seasons really seem to be more like really isolated content, right? If you're going to go so far as to change the title, that means the story that we're getting with Falcon and Winter Soldier is its own, in essence, its own story. And when it's done, the story is complete. They'll do another season in quotes,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be the same thing. This is its own thing. WandaVision is going to be its own thing, and when
there
it's
won't
done,
be WandaVision 2.
there won't be. They may use the same characters, but it'll be called something different. It'll be a different story. You're right. They're movies. They're a little longer form because they're a little longer, but they are in essence their own isolated three-act structure stories, just a little longer.
And I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here for it. I think that's actually really clever because I think that a lot of shows and seasons and that whole concept, sometimes that's a trap, man. You know what I mean? Like, how do I one up this last season? Where do we go next season? And a lot of shows, even some of the best shows ever, they don't think that far out, that detailed, because they don't know if they're actually going to get that next season, right? So sometimes the story and the continuity can be hurt because you're like, okay, well, we don't even necessarily know. Let's tell this story. And then it's like, oh, no, you're greenlit. And so now you're like, okay, what do we want to tell next? And a lot of shows become sort of shadows of themselves as they move forward and different things like that. So, yeah, I think, dude, that's another really great point is that Marvel's just doing it very comic booky, in my opinion. Like, these are like, this is a 5-issue little mini series or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it lends itself really well to that model.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, get your questions on into the chat. We will be answering everything. Oh my goodness! Smash or crush like. Only 36 likes. Come on, guys, you can do much better than that. Looks like we're calling the show early, Adam.
All right, let's go. I'm out.
Let's get out of here.
Gotta get my Taylor Lane coffee.
Yeah, man, get that Taylor Lane. Taylor Lane is it's keeping me going in these hard times, I'll tell you that. Percy Jackson show, great idea. Yeah, Percy Jackson. I'm not like super on it, but I will definitely check that show out. How do you feel about the Percy Jackson show?
I am with you. I don't know. The movies were okay. I never read the books, but I like the genre. I like the fantasy genre. So I am totally down for a remake and a reboot and see what they got. Absolutely.
For sure.
You ever watch his Dark Materials on HBO?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, I don't actually. There was a different one. I'm mixing them up. Which is the one with Orlando Bloom?
Not that.
Yeah, I watched that one and I really liked it, but I haven't really dug into his Dark Materials. That's Amazon, right?
That's HBO.
Oh, so it's on. Okay, so is it on HBO Max?
Now I don't remember. Now I'm using myself. I thought it was HBO. Yeah, it is HBO. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
HBO.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out.
It's the one with James McAvoy in it and
Yeah.
Daphne Keane. Really
Yeah.
good. I really.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it on out. Let's see here. XR Coon says, breaking news from Star Wars leaks subreddit. I think he's talking about how Pedro Pascal will wear his armor way more in Mando season 2. Do you think I can trust that? Yeah. So all that's saying is that Pedro is going to be literally in the armor a lot more in season 2. And I expect that is yeah, that's true. You know, it was really fascinating that there's 3 different dudes that create that performance together. And honestly, all of those guys deserve a lot of credit. It's really magical what they were doing there. But yeah, I mean, you know, what do I think about that, or like, what are my thoughts? Yeah, it's fine. I'm actually not that bothered by Pascal not being in the armor all that much. I know some people were like, "Oh, he's not even really there. He shows up to do ADR." I don't feel one way or the other about that. What about you, man?
I don't know why people are care. We love Darth Vader, and James Earl Jones never set one body part into a Darth Vader outfit.
Yeah,
who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's
end product. Whatever the end product is, that's what I'm judging.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Pedro Pascal is like an awesome dude, and I've been loving watching the behind the scenes stuff in the gallery. And yeah, that whole crew, man, they have like a really magical chemistry, and I'm just really happy. I'm happy for the success that the show has, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do in season 2. Let's get that Ezra Bridger new video on the main channel yesterday, guys. It's me literally just salivating about Ezra Bridger in live action. Man, let's see here. I'm having trouble with the chat today. The old compy's smoking. And
someone saying his walk is different in different episodes. Yeah, you notice that, and I've been doing a rewatch of it, and yeah, you do notice it. It doesn't like overall bother me, but it's definitely, I guess, if you're looking for it, it's definitely noticeable.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, maybe they're just trying to shore up the continuity then, and in that case, I am all for it. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure with the same structure that they had, like they explained in the behind the scenes, where the one guy is doing the action, the hand to hand combat, guys doing what
the guns
and the grappling and all stuff. I'm sure they'll still do that, but I think probably more of those, second unit stuff, they may try to use him more for that.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Christopher Barker says, Josh, thoughts on Batwoman being a new character? So I'll be completely honest. I'm not really following the Batwoman stuff, that much. But I know that the newest bit is that they might take an original character created for the show and make that character Batwoman. I have no problem with that. I think that's totally fine. And yeah, I don't know, Adam, are you following that at all? Do you know what's going on with Batwoman?
I've been following the news, but I don't care. I'll be honest. Only because I don't watch the show. So it doesn't, like, if they want to do that, that's fine for me. I don't watch a show. I haven't watched CW stuff in like over 2 years. Yeah. I really fell off hard with that stuff. And I was the biggest fan of the CW.
Yeah.
And Flash and Arrow. And it just, over time, it just wore me down because it was very similar over and over again. So I kind of fell off CW stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you there. Yeah, and I think that the funny thing about Batwoman is I think it gets literally all of its attention from controversy. I don't think the show ever really had a strong following. You know what I mean? I think it's literally just buzzing because of its controversy, which is a horrible tactic for longevity, in my opinion. Let's see here. Crazed Panda says, you guys excited for live action Last Airbender show on Netflix? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I've been getting into the animated show a little bit on Netflix, and I like it a lot. What do you think, Adam? Are you pumped for some Last Airbender?
I am. If they pull it off, I am. I was surprised. I know Ken has been tweeting a lot of stuff out about it lately, and I was shocked that he hadn't seen it before.
I was actually shocked about that too, yeah.
I gotta say, Ken, your fiance is a keeper. If she's the one forcing you to watch it, keep her around, please.
Yeah.
Amazing show. I can't wait. I hope, fingers crossed, that they pull it off really well, because I think it could be really good.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's dude, so ripe for live action opportunities. Very interesting arc for Aang and all of those characters. Yeah, I'm hoping they pull it off. I'm also really interested in the. It's kind of off topic, but the live action Cowboy Bebop movie. That I've heard so much about, like behind the scenes, and I'm just really hoping that it's a step above a lot of the other live action anime things they've done.
Gotta be honest, that one really makes because it's like the show. I love the show, but it's so extremely stylized that I feel like part of what makes it so good is the animation form that it has, and I'm worried that it's not going to translate well to live action. I could be wrong, but it makes me nervous.
You know, I think that's such a good point because there's stuff in anime that just doesn't translate into live action very well at all. But you know what I think of whenever this point is brought up is I think of two films in particular. I think of Scott Pilgrim, and I think of Sin City with Rodriguez. And I think those are both examples of really creative filmmakers finding a way within the cinematic language to get across those same hyper stylized elements that made the comic book or the manga what it was. And so, like, just this, let's make a live action version of this is not the way, right? You've got to hyper stylize. So I don't know. I don't know much about who's directing or working on the Bebop project, but here's to hoping it's going to be way better.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a film noir type feel. You need a director who can really, really pinpoint that and nail it.
Yeah, 100%. 100% agree. Let's see here. Dude, I'm having like so much trouble reading through the chat today. That I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. Let's see here. I think they need to embrace style and not adapt it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
I agree. I think that's hard.
What's up?
I agree with Dakota. I just think it's hard for that one in particular.
Yeah, it would be hard for that one too. Akira and Cowboy Bebop both sound great, but a live action Junji Ito work would be amazing. I'm not familiar with that property, Ryan, but yeah.
Yeah, me neither. For me to look up.
See you later, Jason.
That's not a property. He's a anime. He's a manga artist.
Oh,
so
okay, gotcha.
And he does mostly horror. So like I'm not like tapped into the horror stuff.
Yeah. Oh man. You need more coffee? I do need more coffee. Yeah, I'm a little lethargic today, to be honest with you. I actually didn't sleep super well, but it's all good. Death Note was interesting, I'll say. You know what? I will say this, Lavis. I thought the Death Note live-action adaptation was interesting. I felt like they did some stuff that was pretty smart there, where they went sort of a different route than the anime, and it was actually kind of interesting the way that they did it. It had a really... Final Destination kind of feeling and kind of vibe, and I respected it for that. I didn't hate it as much as a lot of other people did.
I didn't see it.
CGM show, that's a very interesting point. He said, funny thing is the Ghost in the Shell movie nailed the style, but everything else was rough. Dude, that's such a good point. Have you seen that film?
I didn't see it, but I've seen enough clips of it that I totally agree 100%. That's another one that it's very difficult to adapt because that's the flip side where the style is easy to adapt. And we saw because there's some classic iconic shots from direct from the anime right into the film, especially when she's in that like water, I don't know, not a pool, but you know what I mean? That scene that's like straight from it. It was so visually stunning and good. But the story of the movies and the anime are so overly complicated that I feel like it gets jumbled, and that was the real hard part of adapting. But yeah, visually it looked great.
Yeah, you know, I actually have a soft spot for that movie. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually really want to see that film again because I thought the visual elements of it were absolutely incredible. incredible. And I know that the film had a controversy, which is really, it was wild. It was like one of those ScarJo kind of things. She tends to get wrapped up in a lot of those, I don't
Yeah.
know even what to call them, intersectional dramas, I guess. But yeah, I actually liked that film. I want to check it out again. I felt like it was way better than a lot of people gave it credit for. Let's see here.
I should check it out.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, man. And the best thing was the detective, her boss. That dude was perfectly cast. I felt like that guy was perfect in the movie. Wish the Bleach had a sequel. Bleach is getting a sequel anime. Bleach has more anime coming out. That popped up a couple of months ago and made a lot of people really happy. So there's more Bleach coming. That's for show.
I'm just waiting for some sort of announcement for like a Hero Academia show or something. Like I'm
live
just,
action.
yeah, like I'm surprised that nothing has, before not that I think superhero fad is going away anytime soon, or the genre, I shouldn't even say fad, just the genre is going away soon. But that's one that's like prime for people to really lock on, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think it could be really, really big if they did it. They should just, yeah. That whole situation's really tricky because it's really hard to pinpoint a great live action anime adaptation. There's almost never been one. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's like the video game adaptation thing too, right? Like it runs into that same problem where they get adapted and there's like some good aspects to them, but for whatever reason, through the cinematic language, it's really hard to convey the video game concepts and the video game stuff through the language of film. Seems tough.
That's because a lot of anime is like slow burn, right? It's
really
pauses.
tropey. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're dealing with like Hollywood and scripts, you want like beat after beat after beat. And a lot of animes take their time to get there. And even just like, so the style, the even storytelling style is different. And sometimes that clashes when you're trying to, tell it again.
Yeah, no, it's a tough thing. It'll just take like a really good creative mind to figure it out. You know what I mean? And to really do it, and not a lot of studio interference. That would be bad. When are we getting season 2 of The Boys? Dude, that's such a heartbreaking thing. I don't know. I really thought The Boys would have been untouched by this. I felt like The Boys. I was thinking we'd actually have The Boys by now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of wild that we don't.
I gotta imagine that we gotta hear something soon, right? I mean, we already got the trailer. We got that kick-ass trailer, yeah. So a lot shot, but I guess not enough. Oh, I don't know, we'll see. I'm hoping it was supposed to be released in I don't know, did they give a thing? I thought it was supposed to be July they were aiming for originally before all this stuff. So who knows at this point?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think it would be great. I saw somebody ask about who I would cast for Ezra Bridger. Well, the interesting thing is, I think that a lot of people, they think of Ezra as we last saw him, but the casting call said it was looking for someone between the ages of 30 and 40. Which to me indicates the possible time period that they're going to tell that story with that actor. And I did the math, and I have it like lying around here on my notes somewhere. But essentially, like we think that 30 to 40 time period would be right around the time of Mando, or a little bit after Mando. So really where my head is at, I really feel like they're going to do Mando, spin out the season of the Star Wars Rebels sequel, which will be animated. And then after that, that's when the live action Ahsoka show will happen, and it'll have Ezra and a lot of these other people, right? So I think that's the time period that they're looking to debut this guy. And so 30 to 40 fits right. It's really interesting because Ezra would be like in his 50s post episode 9, right? And so a lot of people are like, oh, well, you can't have, like, Ezra couldn't lead anything after that, or you really couldn't have that happen post episode 9. I think you absolutely can. I mean, Ahsoka is 70, but she's alien. She can, I mean, Yoda was 900 years old. You know what I mean? When we're seeing him do all of his stuff. So I think Ezra being in his 50s, the old, wise, strong Jedi Master, and then Ahsoka being this kind of older the Jedi that has all of this history. I think that's the perfect type of characters to be creating a new legacy for the Force moving forward. I don't know if you have any thoughts about that.
Yeah, I'm down. Sure. I mean, I'm sure if he's older, it means he'll probably find somebody who has the Force and trains him up. You know, I don't know if people want to see that story again. It's tough. Like, or maybe it's just them going on another adventure. Assumingly, like if what you're saying is right and it comes after an animated sequel, then Thrawn will be done, right? Mm-hmm. So we're assuming that Thrawn will be back. Or maybe it'll be like a build up to Thrawn taking over, and then the next big stuff will be Thrawn is the big baddie in live action. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm actually going to do a Thrawn video later today because there's some rumors that, it's going to be live action Thrawn. And I think that just makes sense with everything we've been hearing. And one of the big things I want to sort of tackle in the video is, they've actually been setting Thrawn up as sort of an anti-hero. And honestly, a very heroic figure in a lot of ways. And his relationship with the Emperor and the Empire is really interesting. And there's this kind of running theme that what team is Thrawn playing for? It's even the Emperor, I don't think, is fully trusting of Thrawn and doesn't fully believe that Thrawn wouldn't just betray the Empire for his own people. But we got a super chat coming in from Cody Harper. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support, my friend. He says, "Hey Josh, can you go over the new Star Wars shows?" Sure. I'll just I'll go over what we know and what I'm allowed to talk about. So you've got the Mandalorian season 2, of course. You've got the Rebels sequel show, which we're not 100% if that will actually debut in 2020 or not. Could be delayed because of what's going on. There is at least one other animated show that I know of, possibly 2 other animated shows that will be coming out on Disney Plus. And there is the live-action Ahsoka show, which is all but confirmed. We have the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which they're still trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do with that. You have the Cassian Andor show, rumors of characters like Ahsoka showing up in that show as well. So I think that's everything we know about, but there's potential for other shows and things to be spinning out from there. There's also a lot of talk that Boba Fett will be getting his own show or series or movie on Disney Plus, which is kind of interesting, right? So that's the skinny on the Star Wars shows. That's all I'm at liberty to say. Let's see here.
Just look, if Mando gets, or not Mando, if Boba Fett gets his own spinoff, I'm fine with that. But Mando next season, that it's worth it. That's all I gotta say. Because right now, I don't think it's worth it.
You mean Boba? You broke up for just a second. Yeah. I think the thing with Boba, and Dan, I see your super chat. I'll get there in just a second, brother. The thing with Boba is so interesting to me because I actually think the Boba Fett is the perfect movie to put on Disney Plus, because it doesn't, like, a Boba Fett movie in theaters would feel kind of weird. I don't know if everybody would go flock to it. I mean, I personally would, but I'm a Boba Fett fanboy. You know what I mean? So I'm a big fan. I would be there, but I think putting it on Disney Plus is kind of an interesting way to go, and I definitely think Star Wars fans would check it out on Disney Plus.
It's 100% the way to go. That's not an in movie. That's sort of like your Moon Knight show. Like it's a character that a lot of people know, but not a lot of people care about.
Right.
And look, I'm not saying people don't care about Boba Fett. I'm just saying, like, there's a large section of people, kind of like me, that think Boba Fett's a little overrated,
Yeah.
change my mind in season 2 of Mandalorian,
That's
please.
what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it. Is that for the hardcore Boba fans and the fans of like what he was in the expanded universe, because he kicked a lot of ass in the expanded universe, and his father. Like, dude, there's some like Django in the expanded universe. Holy shit, that was one tough dude. But Dan the Man with the super chat coming in says, Mara Jade as Thrawn's hand or the clone Palps, dude. I would love a version of Mara Jade to come into the new canon, and there's all sorts of ways they could do it and pull it off, and it would be fantastic. So yeah, I'm all for that, Dan.
I asked you a question.
Yes, sir.
It seems like you're a big Mara Jade fan.
Yes.
Are you really going to care about Mara Jade if she's not attached to Luke?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because look, that aspect of her is really interesting for sure. But I think one of the most interesting aspects of the Mara character, like if you read that series by Thrawn, is nobody knows she's a Jedi for like a long time. So she's just chilling, and she's actually working for, man, it's like I got such a foggy brain this morning. But I know that I'm trying to think of the people she was with. She was like with a group essentially undercover as the Emperor's hand for like a good bit of time. And it's kind of the way her character is introduced is like, she's a total badass. There's something about her that's like a little strange and off, but you can't quite pinpoint what it is. And then like when it's revealed that she's been the Emperor's hand, she's force sensitive, strong as hell. Was it Talon that she was working with? Jacob's Quest. I'm blanking on that, but yeah, man. No, I mean the thing with Luke is really interesting, of course, because she goes to kill him,
Right.
and that, I mean, of course that's interesting, but you could do that with a different force sensitive character or something like that. But Mara herself is a really interesting character.
I want a Cad Bane.
Oh yeah, dude, Cad Bane would be great.
Live action. I need more Cad Bane in my life.
Hell yeah, dude. Cad Bane's fucking awesome, dude. I'm there for it. I'm for it. And there's rumors of the homie Dengar and Simon Pegg playing Dengar and getting some, like, if we get some like actual badass Dengar action, like, whew, dude, they are checking all the boxes for me with all of that sort of stuff. But let's see here. Is Trinité up streaming? Let's check it out.
A link up. Link.
Yeah, let's throw that link in there if we can. So Discord definitely has been working better, but there have been like these weird delays where sometimes like you cut out a little bit for me. We'll have to figure it out. Okay, let's see. I see Trinity's stream. It's not technically up yet, but it's going to be in a minute. So let's grab that.
While you're doing that, I want to congratulate you on your show last night. Everybody, if you hadn't checked it out, definitely go check out Nerd Card Showdown. It was a lot of fun. I was watching a bunch of it before I jumped into my stream last night, and a lot of people know a lot of stuff. It's great. I actually was able to answer a lot of questions myself, so I was very proud of myself. But yeah, no, it was a fun time, and if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely go see it.
Yeah, man. We're really excited about it, and I think that it's gonna be improved upon a lot. I was like rewatching it and just noticing some things and just little technical issues. Like there was an echo at the beginning. There was music not playing when it should have been playing, and different things like that. So yeah, I appreciate that. We're really excited about it, and we want to make it into a really big thing, and run it future seasons, keep having seasons, recurring teams, built-in beef, all sorts of interesting stuff. So I appreciate that, man. And of course, dude, the Debate 8 show is great. Like Debate 8 is a fantastic content that the people in chat get to experience and participate in, which I think is really cool. So that's good shit, bro.
Appreciate it. Yeah, last night was fun. We did Arnold Schwarzenegger films, and we had a lot of tough decisions had to be made. Sure.
Oh yeah, no, I can imagine. I can imagine. I wanted to watch your stuff and Jason's D&D stream, but like I was literally like I'll just look before we get over to Trinity stream. I'll be completely real with you guys and to explain. Like yesterday, I was running right up against the clock. I knocked out the Ezra video. I worked out, and I even cut my workout short. And then I was sweaty, like I was sweaty as fuck after my workout, and I'm just down here working on the graphics, working on the transitions, working on everything. It's 7:16, and I had to jump in the shower to get ready. You know what I mean? So like we're literally running like right up against the clock, and with the time that was all done, I just needed to decompress, so I wasn't able to participate in the streams. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on. Wednesdays are about to be fucking crazy for people.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I love giving people blocks of entertainment because I mean, most of us here, I don't know about you, but most of us here, or at least for me, I get like so much of my entertainment from YouTube. It's a lot. It's a lot, especially like during the day. So it's fun. It's fun seeing like real shows together and like look, there's nothing wrong with talking. Like obviously you do it, I do it, we all do it, and we all watch it. But to break it up with like some fun like show concepts, I think it's great.
Yeah, man. I think that it's why not? You know what I mean? Like we want to treat it as, and we got the Den of Nerds After Dark. Lavis, Ken, and Tara are working on that, getting that set up. So that's going to be really cool. We're going to start using our Twitch more, just with like gaming, but also I think we're going to do the watch parties that they do on Twitter over on the Twitch. And you know, look, it's a lot of content, it's a lot of things, but if you're really engaged in the community, I think that it's a great thing, man. It's different than just watching shows. When you are actually in it with a community, and it is just a totally different thing, you know? So I think the things that we're doing with all of us here, and I want to get Star Wars Santa on the stream, you know what I mean? Like I want to get more exposure for different people and just have more conversations. I think we're sort of building like a network, and dude, it's good things are coming, and that is absolutely the case. Is the Trinity live? Is the Trinity live? I think he is.
It is.
Okay, cool. Here goes the link, everybody. Thanks so much. Adam, thanks again for being here, my friend. And guys, get on over to Trinity Stream, okay? As I always say, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.